Jesse Marsch backed his talk and led Canada to defeat the United States men's national team in the United States. The last time the United States had lost to Canada at home was over 50 years ago, prior to this game. Now, of course, the result may have been just a 2-1 victory for the Canadians, but one can argue that Canada was dominant, or to the very least, the superior team from start to finish. The United States is currently on a rough streak, with abysmal performances while we currently wait for Mauricio Pochettino to take charge and hopefully put us back on track. We are currently 2 years away, or less than 2 years away, from the 2026 World Cup, and I'll tell you this, the clock is ticking. But today, I want to mainly talk about the US versus Canada match that just happened that we lost, and we can go through what did we learn. Hello, if you're new here, I'm Filippo, and welcome to Tactical Manager TV, and welcome to the 7 Things We Learned series, where every single day following a United States men's national team match, we tell you 7 things that we learned. Now, obviously, as I always say, there are more than 7 lessons. There are a ton of lessons. So let me know in the comment section down below. What did you learn from United States 1, Canada 2? And of course, the result itself, because it's a friendly, is not all doom and gloom. But it's more about the past few months, the performances, how the players are behaving, how they're playing, and more specifically, this performance that we were completely outplayed by Canada at home. A lot can change very soon. Hopefully Pochettino takes charge like tomorrow. Well, he won't take charge tomorrow, but he'll be in charge for the October camp. And we're hoping that he can change things very quickly. But boy, does it suck to be a US men's national team fan over the past 3 months. We are the United States of America. We're used to winning. This is not what Abe Lincoln died for. We are a country that literally created the Backstreet Boys to take down that British boy band, what's his name? The Beatles. And we did take them down with the Backstreet Boys. And then after that, we created another boy band called the NSYNC to also take down the Beatles. And it also worked. My point is, we need to do better. We can do better. And if you could kindly hit the like button, I would appreciate it. Now, if you don't do it, who cares? Do whatever you want. You want to hit the like button? Do it. You don't do it. Want to comment what you learned from this loss? Comment. That's all. Roll the episode. Okay, lesson number 1. And as you may already know, Mauricio Pochettino is expected to take charge of the US men's national team this October. With that said, lesson number 1 is his biggest challenge. And no, the biggest challenge won't be the tactics, even though that is extremely important. It also won't be the player selection, even though that's also extremely important. His biggest challenge will be to change the culture within the US men's national team, the culture implemented by Greg Berhalter, the weak mentality. Because we saw this during the Copa America this summer. We actually saw this over the years under Greg Berhalter, and this game was no different. It seems like no one cares. The players are soft, they're whiny, there's no grit, no passion. Sometimes I even wonder, do they even care? I assume they do, but very often the actions speak louder than words, and it doesn't seem like they do. And I think in that sense, coaching tactics and player selection aside, it can make a huge difference. Look at Canada. They were a complete mess before Jesse Marsch took charge. They didn't make it to the Nations League semifinals. They lost to Jamaica prior to that. They were close to declaring bankruptcy. They had less money in their bank account than tactical manager, and trust me, that's bad. If you have less money in your bank account than tactical manager, you're not doing good, especially if you're a whole soccer a whole soccer federation of a country. But then Marsch took over. He changed the identity, the culture of this team, right? And they have a style of play, they have a belief, and they play for the coach. And look at them, they look a lot better. They made it to a Copa America semifinals. They dominated and defeated us here in Kansas City. So it could take a massive 180 for the US men's national team and change completely when Pochettino takes charge. So I'm choosing to remain optimistic, but again, this is going to be his toughest task, to change the culture and mindset of these players in camp. These guys seem to think this is just like a fun summer camp that their parents paid for, and they're just there to, have fun, hold hands, sing Kumbaya, and, just put marshmallows on the fire and eat it with their buddies. That's what they think it is, but that's not what it's supposed to be. Lesson number 2 is due to multiple injuries, there were plenty of players that got a massive opportunity in this game against Canada. And most of them, if not all, failed. Johnny Cardoso had a great opportunity since Tyler Adams was not available. He didn't play well. The first goal was on him, and the overall performance just wasn't good. Christopher Lund looked very mediocre. Doesn't seem like a left back that I would trust to be the backup of A-Rob. Brendan Aronson wasn't good. Yunus Musa, plenty of bad giveaways. He just got lucky not to get punished like Johnny. Also didn't play well. Joe Scally, in my opinion, also did not play very well. Once again, showed that he doesn't offer much on the ball. These are all players that are trying to make a case to become roster locks. Some of them are, or at least fight for a starting position. And in my opinion, they all failed to do so. I would honestly have all of them, besides Scally, come off the bench next game. Malik Tillman and Patrick Schulte are probably the two that actually took advantage of their opportunity. They weren't perfect. Schulte made a mistake in the first goal, but he made some crucial saves after. And I thought Tillman actually played well, setting up his teammates, didn't look bad on the ball, actually looked very competent, very good. So outside of Tillman and Schulte, I think no one really played well, to be honest, at least of the starters, right? Some guys off the bench did good, like Aiden Morris and Haji Wright. But with that said, let's go to lesson number 3, which is actually about the fullbacks. More specifically, Joe Scally, but I'm going to talk about the fullbacks. Lesson number 3, again, about the fullbacks, but more specifically on the right back position. We already know that Anthony Robinson is the locked-in left back, right? We know that. But then right back, we see some debates between Dest and Scally. And here's what I'm going to say. Sergiño Dest is as big of a lock to be our right back when healthy, when he's back from the torn ACL, as much as Robinson is our locked-in left back. And this is not a jab on Joe Scally. To me, he is a roster lock, but he is just a very reliable defensive backup right back. He doesn't offer anything on the build-out, and he doesn't offer anything in the final third. Sergiño Dest is at times a defensive liability, but this guy can help us on combination play, creativity, long shots, beat players on 1v1. The technical ability of Dest is too much ahead of Scally for him to be a backup to Scally. Now, sure, if you need maybe to hold a result late in the game, you replace Dest with Scally. But most of the time, or 99.9% of the time, if healthy, it has to be Sergiño Dest starting. The gap between them defensively is not that big. On offense, or on the ball in general, even on the build-out, it's huge. Now, in terms of the backup left back, it's still up for grabs. Robinson is the locked-in starter. He's not in camp right now, obviously. Lund didn't convince me. Maybe give Caleb Wiley a shot against New Zealand. I don't know. But as of now, to me, and this will probably be the way it'll go till 2026, if they are healthy, Dest and A-Rob are locks to start in the fullback position. Lesson number 4 is that the ghost of Greg Berhalter is still haunting this team. And Jesse Marsch called it out. And this is what Marsch said, and these are his words, not mine. Our players know the US pretty well. By our players, he's obviously referring to Canada. 2. So then he said, I had anticipated that Mikey Varas, with Greg Berhalter being a big influence for him, would play a similar style of football, or soccer. We were able to craft a match plan to deal with some of those things, and we executed it really well. And all of that was quite evident. So no, this loss is not on Greg Berhalter, but his ghost and his legacy is still haunting us. You know, the one that this clown left the US men's national team with. Varas went all Berhalter ball, invited Canada to set up the press. We kept passing the ball around with the center backs. We wouldn't pass it into midfield. Once the press was set up, Ream or Richards would find one of the midfielders. That would trigger the press, right? It would be Johnny or Musa. They would get hacked, lose the ball. They had plenty of bad giveaways, and so did Tim Ream when he tried to complete a few passes. It's on the players, but also on the dumbass coach that is married to the same old crap Berhalter system. We played Berhalter ball. The team looked slow in possession, with no passion, soulless, just like we did over the summer. And one thing Pochettino needs to get it right, this team doesn't have a very technical back line, right? Let's just make that clear. And the goalkeeper is also not good at his feet. So it's very complicated to play out of the back. And we tried once again with Mikey Varas to play out of the back. With these players, with the players that we have, if you want to play out of the back, the tactics, the positioning, and the reading of the game from the players has to be near perfect. Because otherwise, you will see all these bad giveaways when you face a good press. And Canada, specifically, because of Jesse Marsch and the players that they have, they're a good pressing team. and it worked wonders in their 4-4-2 mid-block. Essentially, we need a coach that's not an imbecile, which that's where Pochettino comes in. Lesson number 5 is Tim Ream, and I'm going to be very quick with this one. Back in 2021, I said that Tim Ream's time with the national team was over after the Nations League because he had a poor performance against Mexico. He was old, and I believe Fulham was going to the second division of England, whatever. I was wrong at that time because he came back and he was crucial for the US, especially in the 2022 World Cup, and he was fantastic for Fulham. But this time, I don't think I'm wrong. Tim Ream has been on a decline since the 2022 World Cup ended. He got benched at Fulham, left Fulham recently, went back to MLS to play for Charlotte FC. And during the 2026 World Cup, he's going to be 38, close to turning 39. We have to move on from Tim Ream. It's not just about this performance against Canada that was abysmal. He's been on a decline for the past 12 to 18 months, and it's only going to get worse the next 2 years. We have to find a new center back to replace him. It can be Trusty, McKenzie, whatever, and we need to have them play to build chemistry. Stop playing Tim Ream. That's it. Oh, and again, thank you, Tim Ream, for your services. He is a U.S. soccer legend, a player that I very much appreciate, and I'm very much thankful for. I don't want it to make it seem like I'm disrespecting him at any moment. I am very grateful for everything he's done for the U.S. men's national team and soccer in the United States. Plus, we've seen time in and time out that Tim Ream is a great person. All right, lesson number 6. And if you made it this far in the video, don't forget to drop a like right now. It helps the channel quite a bit. But listen, lesson number 6 is not really just a lesson. It's more of me begging you, whether you're a soccer dad, a soccer mom, a youth soccer coach. If you haven't noticed by now, most soccer players developed in the United States of America suck in tight spaces. And this has a lot to do with, one, our soccer culture, right? We don't really have pickup culture. But you will notice that most of the players that are developed in the US, they're not that good on the ball. They don't have the flair or the technical ability to get out of uncomfortable positions to create space or create a goal-scoring opportunity. They just don't have it for the most part. But you can help. Everyone can help. Everyone can play a role. Motivate kids to play pickup soccer. Have them play more futsal. It'll develop more technical ability in tight spaces, creativity, flair. They'll have to get out of uncomfortable situations. What I'm talking about is the ages 5 through 10. After that, they have to play field, but those ages are crucial for creativity, flair, and technical development. Remember, soccer starts at home. Help them improve with their technical ability on the ball. Don't go to the park and just kick the ball anywhere. That doesn't improve the player. Help them with their technical ability. Dribbling, ball mastery, ball control. That's what they need. In a lot of pickup, they have to play games and have fun when they're at ages 5 through 10 and let them be creative. Do not overcoach. So once again, futsal, creativity, flair, let them play, let them have fun. This is me begging all soccer parents in this country, youth coaches. We can do better, all of us, and we can change this culture. And I know a lot of you do already. But tell this to other youth coaches. Tell this to other soccer moms and soccer dads. It will make a difference over the long term. Trust me. And sure, it won't fix the issues over the short term, but over the long term, it will. Lesson number 7 is also not really a lesson. It's me requesting. I want you to believe that we will see massive change under Mauricio Pochettino. Do not give up. And I understand because the current U.S. men's national team makes me think that they want Americans to legitimately hate soccer. Look at the stands. No one cares about them. People don't show up. The fans are tired. They seem like they don't care, right? Because the team has made us tired. We've had 6 different coaches since 2017. That's not good. No identity, whiny, soft players, an incompetent federation, kind of like bad results. If we fail with Pochettino, then I am ready to accept defeat. But until then, let's believe that things will take a quick turn for the best. We're Americans, right? We always believe we can be the best, and you should not give up on this team yet. I know everything sucks right now, but please believe that it will get better. We're getting a serious coach. It will happen. And I firmly believe things will take a massive 180, a massive turn for the best. All right, everyone. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you guys on Tuesday for the United States versus New Zealand live watch along. Thank you all very much for watching. Don't forget to drop a like before you go, and have a great day.